Why is it so difficult to start a conversation with a stranger? What if I told you that it isn't? Look, I was once timid and shy, but circumstances forced me to engage in conversations with strangers. But if I let that define me and hold me back from actually talking to strangers, I wouldn't be where I am right now. Figuring out the right person to talk to will be your first step in the process. But how do you find that right person? It's actually not that hard. Find someone bored near you. But how do you find a bored person? Well, when someone's bored, they most likely won't have anything better to do at that moment. So they check their phones every now and then, look outside the window, or look across the room. And moments like these are times when they wish something more interesting would just happen, which makes it the right moment for you to start a conversation. And to make your approach easier, you'll want to talk to strangers who are close enough for normal conversation, without needing to raise your voice. You wouldn't want to be shouting at a stranger across the room. That would be weird, wouldn't it? So think of the people in front or behind you at the airport line, or the person sitting next to you on the bus. You're going to want to wait for them to make eye contact with you, no matter how short it is. Why? Eye contact, no matter how short, lets you know that they acknowledge you. Just don't stare back at them for too long, or they might think you're some kind of psycho. Once you establish eye contact, questions will be the easiest way for you to start the conversation. After all, we as humans would love to talk about ourselves. We're more perceptive than we give ourselves credit for, so whenever we look at a person near us, there must be a single thing about their presence that piques our curiosity. Maybe you notice they're wearing something nice, or maybe you're wondering what they like to order from a coffee shop. Ask them about it. Questions make a person you're talking to feel like their existence is being appreciated, that someone else is taking an interest in them, and this usually leads them to talk about themselves for minutes, and often even branch off to other topics. So really, being curious will help you out a lot. But more than just curiosity and questions, the third step will ensure that the conversation keeps rolling. Be authentic. Really, share what you know about the topic that they're talking about. Even if you yourself are unsure if your knowledge is right or wrong, let them know your perspective on what they said. Sure, this sounds risky, but know that people want to get the real you, so they're comfortable revealing their true selves. By sharing the actual parts of yourself, what you know, what you think, you're letting the other person know that they can do the same. This will make them much more comfortable because they know that they won't have to filter themselves with you. Know that the riskier and more authentic you are, the more likely it is that the other person will find the conversation memorable for them. Those 3 steps cover the basics of the conversation itself, but the only way you're going to be better at talking to just about anyone boils down to this simple fact. Practice makes perfect. Yes, that sounds like a no-brainer, but we talk a lot in our lives that we simply forget that it's a skill in and of itself. And like other skills, it can be practiced. Not only will talking to more and more strangers help us get over our fears, but we will also gain new insights that we can use to talk to other strangers. To help you with this final step, here's something I did the first time I had to move to a different city. Pick any place you enjoy going to. This could be the gym, a park, maybe the coffee shop just a few blocks away from where you live. You'll want to pick a place you enjoy going to because this means you are in an environment you're comfortable and familiar with, so you'll have eliminated some of the stress that plays into the process. And once a week, talk to a stranger in the place that you picked. I know that this practice looks hard before you try it yourself, and most people won't even do it because of how daunting it is. But take it from me, once you start doing this, starting a conversation in that place will be so much easier because first, you will learn what leads to an interesting conversation or not within the setting that you're in, even if you think that the conversation was not so great. Second, if you happen to talk to a regular of the place, the process will become much easier because you now know that you are in an environment where you are familiar with the people there. More importantly, this practice will give you the confidence to try it out in other places. When you decide to do the exercise and you think that your first experience wasn't so great, know that mine wasn't either. Rewatch this video and remember that starting a conversation is a skill, and skill needs practice. You are trying, and that is something most people who watch this video won't do. Let's achieve life.